Hello, everybody. Yes, so sorry, I'm tired. I shouldn't be tired. I didn't sleep too well, but I did wake up and I went to a members event. Well, it's not really it's a member, it's called a members event, so it's a members event. So, um, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, they do. Hi, Stephanie. They do member days, so you can get into the stores an hour and a half earlier or an hour earlier, I guess, than they normally open. And so I had never been to one, so I decided, okay, I'll go to this one. So I went to the early opening for TJ Maxx over down in Braunfels, the closest TJ Maxx to me, which is not close. Hi, Jeanette. Hey, Steph. So, I did want to tell everybody the title of this live is legitimate. My bags that I had for consignment, they're gonna be auctioned off tonight at Elliott's dollar auction. So if you are interested in any of the bags that you may have seen in my videos, there's about 5 of them gonna be auctioned off at Elliott's luxury tonight on eBay Live at 7:30 Central Time. And it's gonna be fun. And I think he does reduced shipping. He normally does like $5 shipping, and y'all know shipping is more than $5. So I don't know what the shipping is. It's probably gonna be $5 shipping. But so basically, let's hope. I don't have a link because it's really. Let me see if I can. Mm, in my description box, I put in his Elliott's Luxury, his title. And if you go to eBay under seller, it's hard to find. I'm not eBay savvy at all, but if I can find it, I will try and link it on a post. I think I can do it on a post. Let me see if I can do a post with the link, if I can share the link on a post. I don't know. Because what I have to do is I go to his page and then I find the event and then hold on. Let me see if I can do it. Let's share, copy link. Let me see if I can do this on a post. Doobie doobie. Oh, I'm tired. Paste. Okay, let me see if I can get a photo of the event. Um, are we only people? Are we the only people? Oh no, everybody on everybody who knows him will be at this thing. It's not just a Jackie thing. Um, it is a Dent and Ding auction, and y'all know my stuff is Dent and Ding, so that's where that's going. Um, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. Paste. We add a photo. Next. Honey. Okay, so I have the link right now. It's on my community post, so not the best. Um, Oh, this this personal live, this live is notified, just everybody gets notified for this. This isn't members live, so everybody should be able to see this. Hey Susan. Um I have some bags I've already sent off to consignment and they are being sold tonight on his page, on his eBay live. He's selling them in his auction. Now he has a bunch of other bags, but my bags are pre-loved and they have some dents and dings on them. And if you're looking for any of, you know, that's where my bags are going to be. And what it means by starting at $1 auction is, the buyer names the price essentially, and people have options. They bid for them. Um, Wait. Ooh, I just missed a whole ton of text messages. What the heck? Uh, Hang on. Okay. So I finally got to catch a live. Yay, Bianca. Hi, Bianca. Hi, Miss Kathy. Hi, Marilla. Yeah, I watched Winnie's video today, about her Louis Vuitton, um, problem. Confessions of a Shopaholic. But this is sudden incision around my late snooze. Oh, no, no. This is, I've sent these bags off to consignment a while ago, and they have just made it into his dent and ding sale because my bags are not in pristine condition, but they're valuable, and I figured in front of his audience I might be able to sell them. Um, so I sent off two sets of consignment bags to two different consigners because I'm not a good saleswoman, y'all. I'm really bad at selling things I am emotionally invested in. Um, by the time I take them to my local consignment, I'm pretty much looking at it as a donation. When you're getting $10 for a $300 bag, that's what you're doing. So these bags, I paid a lot more than that. So I wanted them to at least have a chance to go to somebody who would, love them and care for them. So I sent them to a consigner who has a bigger audience, and it's Elliott's Luxury. He's pretty awesome, and so he has my vintage Bottega bag. He has my one of my Givenchy Nightingale bags because it didn't work out for me. And I wanted that bag to work out for me. And I spent a lot of money on these bags. So it was really hard for me to let go of things. That's why I have 1,000 bags, right? It's because I don't want to let go of them. So finally I made the decision to let go. But then they haven't really had much of an opportunity to be sold on his lives because he does a 2 week mid-tier 2 week, like 2 week mid-tier, then he does like jewelry, scarves, and then he does high-end luxury. So he has a rhythm, and I haven't had my bags cycled there long enough, but hopefully they'll sell, because I'll be honest, I went and looked at when I was watching Winnie's video. I went ahead and looked at the state of the union of my finances, and I really looked at what I have to pay next month. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I don't have $35,000 I've spent with Louis Vuitton, but I have like $15,000 in debt on just bags. So you can do it on Louis, you can do it on Fossil. So that's between like my Klarna, my Macy's card, my TJ Maxx card, and my PayPal. So over the last 2 years, 3 years, it's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up, it's gone down. Now I'm at the highest debt load I've had, just my debt load. This is not my husband. This is not we. This is not our other joint credit cards. This is just me with me shopping and my shopping addiction. So yeah, that was rough. Looking at Winnie's video, that was really rough. I mean, really, really rough. Because I can relate a little too much. You can do it. You can do it on Fossil. Yeah, you can. You can spend. You can put yourself in the poorhouse, whether you're buying Louis Vuitton or buying Fossil. It you can still do it. It's easy to do. It's not like this last year has been great. With my mother-in-law passing, um, surviving that aftermath, and then his aunt just passing, and there's 1,000 reasons why it doesn't matter. The reality of it is I'm in debt. So and I'm not going to stop buying stuff, so I need to let go. Just Beth. Okay, Bags and Bling. That's the name of your okay, Bags and Bling. Thank you. Beth. Um yes, well yeah, it's eBay live sale. So Elliott's Luxury, he's the consigner I set a lot of my bags with, and he's going to be putting my bags, and you're not gonna know it's Jackie's bag. He's just gonna show bags. But about 4 or 5 of my bags are in his sale. Um, so it's Elliott's Luxury, and he's on eBay. He's an eBay live seller, and I should have a link on my community post posted that will get you to his eBay page. But if you've never done an eBay live, you have to go to his page and go to events, and then it will show you events, and it will show you that there's a dent and ding sale today at 7:30. And it's very simple to do. It's actually really, if you've never been on an eBay live, I only shop with Elliott because I've known him for years. I mean, years. He's very cool. I don't I don't trust people very often, but I trust him very much. Um, Brian says I spent 16K on LV last year, and that was not included any bags. I'm done with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Steph says if someone is in their 30s, spent 35K instead of investing it, and same money would turn around to 135 in 20 years, about 266 in 30 years, assuming even a typical return of 7% annually. Yeah. Yeah, well, we all know don't follow my financial advice. Oh, I'm I'm a 9 to 5 worker, one paycheck from bankruptcy, y'all. I am the typical American with debt. I am the typical American with my job. So yeah, y'all don't follow in my footsteps. I am not an entrepreneur. Um, I spent my 20s getting into debt and most of my 30s and part of my 40s getting out of it and trying to save for retirement. Yeah, well, I'm in my mid 40s at this point, and I should have known better because I did get out of debt before and after we were out of debt, like completely out of debt, and then my dad died in 2020 19, I believe or was it 2018 or 2019? I can never remember. Actually, I have it written down on this ring. Let me look real quick. And then once my dad died, I kind of went emotionally out I just went a little bit crazy, and we went into debt, and then just kind of carried debt since then. Before we had no debt, and he died. Yeah, December 19th of 2018. So since 2018, we've been in debt. We pretty much were not in debt at all until that time. And then I ran through a bunch of my inheritance, and then I racked up debt, emotionally spending, lost a lot of. I was the executor of the estate. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I saw a finance content creator obviously using a clickbait title their videos that Louis bag is not costing you 2,000, it's costing you 2,000. Okay, well, using the logic you just okay, okay. um I feel, yeah, no debt, but I spent my 20s and early 30s not saving, and so trying to play catch up now, not fun when you're already an anxious person. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not anxious, y'all. I have said more than I mean, I do have anxiety, but I'm not exactly a fatalist, but I do understand the state of my health and my family's health and my husband's family medical history. Um, Retirement to me is a dream. It is a far off. I do have a pension. I work for the state. I do have some money put away for that. I mean, it's mandatory. So it's not like I don't have any retirement if I make it to retirement. But at the same time, I'm not doing very well with current debt load management. um, I'm probably going to be forced to retire in a couple of years as laid off. I have prepared for that. Yeah. we're just gonna keeping on. But that's also why I've changed a lot of my mindset with things I purchase, how I purchase, what I purchase. Um, I'm trying getting off Poshmark. I did have one little relapse, and that just told me, no, you can't go back. Um, I went in to go look at something and ended up buying something, and then I said, I can't do this." So, I'm not on Poshmark. I'm very careful on my eBay. I try not to do any auctions and bids anymore because that's what gets me in trouble. I'm trying to do in-person shopping. I'm trying to do shopping local with my consignment stores. Um, I'm in a constant mental tug of war. I can't take it with my treat yourself, and I don't want to be struggling when I'm 70 years old to be and old and yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like um I wanted to enjoy the life I have right now, the mobility I have right now, the ability I have right now. Um and I don't want to I've seen both ends of the spectrum when it comes to how to live life. Hey, Tracy. News. Oh, hey, a relatively long time lurker. Hey, I love a long time lurker. Um, and the thing with the both ends of this thing is my grandparents saved. They were depressed. They had children during the depression. My aunt was born in 1929 and my father was born in 1938, right? And my grandparents were 1908, 1906. That's when they were born, right? So they were in the middle of, they were starting they had a family during the depression. And so it really affected um I wanted to let you know how much I enjoy your channel. The back collection is amazing. I love all of your live videos and other content. Hey, Tracy, thank you so much. Um, I did this to find friends, and it is comments like that and people like you that make me keep coming and doing this again and again. Um, my husband and I have life insurance for each other, but also our monthly budget so that anything we were to happen, the other would be financially protected. That's smart stuff. Yeah. It's smart. It's like so like I've seen both sides. People who haven't saved anything, people who've saved everything. My grandparents saved everything. And they lived a comfortable life, but they at the end of their life, and they lived a very long time. My grandfather lived to be 86, my grandmother lived to be 98. Um, and they were comfortable, they saved a lot. But they also didn't just have 9 to 5 jobs. My grandfather did 9 to 5, and he also worked in real estate, and they made money in ways not just a regular paycheck, right? My grandmother worked the entire time. In her whole adult life, my grandfather worked 2 jobs his adult life. So I saw the extreme of the saving to the point that they didn't do things that would have made their life a little bit more comfortable because they were so worried about saving money. And then I had the other side, mostly on James's side of the family, where they just spent everything and they never saved anything. And medically retirement, having to live on just Social Security, how hard that really is, and all those examples. So I'm trying to do something somewhere in the middle, but I can't worry about it too much. Like I have to just do what I can with the best of what I have. You know, Kathy says I'll be 58. Finding a job at that age will be impossible, and my company pension was discontinued for those hired after 2004. I still have one because I was hired in 93. Wow. Wow, that's rough, Kathy. See, the thing about my pension is because it's state funded, the state would have to go bankrupt, right? Um, and I live in the great state of Texas. That's not on the books for now. Um, but anyway, Steph says I am Keith. I have close to 200 bags, most of which I regret. Don't get me wrong. I love them, but it's such a frivolous purchase, and most of them are treated like art and just looked at. Yeah, I know, and that's so I'm trying to change my mindset with my bags. Like I'm trying to really use my bags and I have a lot of them. Um, so I'm trying not to just fall into the collector's mindset, which I have. I can't tell you how many times I wish I would have grabbed the bag right from the screen as I did watch Winnie's LV's video today. Kind of hit me hard. It's a big um as a bag lover. Yeah, it's hard, right? It's really hard watching Winnie because I remember when Winnie bought a lot of those items, right? When she's talking about 2025 and about her how much she spent and what she bought, we all know she has two P9s. So we're like, oh, she bought P9s. But before she even got to the P9s, you're looking at how much she spent on the Murakami drop and the little pouches, how much those cost. I'm like, that little teeny tiny Murakami bag with $1,000. I'm like, oh, but it's so pretty, but it's still $1,000, you know? Um, Keith, as being a millennial, I feel like our generation has been really screwed in yeah, prior generations could buy a house, yep, and get a used car. Yeah, we can't do that now. You can't buy a used house. You can barely buy a house for 250 anywhere, you know, and I gotta get fixed and quick. I gotta okay, that's Winnie. When you add everything up, it stands to get you. It totally gets you really thinking. And I did buy a bag today, y'all. I bought a bag today. I went to TJ Maxx. I mean, I'm going to show you stuff I bought. This is Confessions of a Shopaholic. But for those who are just coming in, I do have bags going up for sale at Elliott's live show tonight. So even if you just go pop in and see Elliott, that would be cool. So this is the shop like, what does it say? A VIP. So just shop like a VIP. So I went to the TJ Maxx. If you have a TJ Maxx credit card, which I do, you can go into their store an hour early on their member days. Right, today was a members day. I wanted to go. I'd never been to one, so I didn't know I was going to get a gift bag. I didn't know there was going to do drawings, door price drawings. I didn't win anything, but I went there. As Keith says, the stuff sounds like you take meticulous care of your items, which means you are kind of investments. They make you happy. They're things. You take care of your things. Jeanette saying hi to Beth. Like Miss Kathy, had I been in debt in my 20s, I would have easily bought a house and would have paid it off by now. Yep. When he ejected you, carry your new bag today. Oh, I sure as heck did. It's over in the corner. Um, I'm carrying that bag for a week. Y'all, that bag is everything. So I wanted to show you what I did buy today at TJ Maxx, talking about Confessions of a Shopaholic. I did buy this. This is a Lilo, well, it's a Stitch. It's a Stitch phone holder. I keep dropping my phone. So I figured let's try something different before I break my $1,000 phone. Tracy, no, it's all good. That was just me after doing my taxes and made a really good video. Gotta wake up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there's a Louis Vuitton item I want, but I'm not gonna pay for it, y'all. It's too expensive. I can't. I can't. So this is the phone holder. So that was $8. Um, I bought that for $8. And then I bought this hat right here, this Michael Kors hat. So this hat was $16 and it's a Michael Kors hat, and these themed hats can run like $100 if you get a Coach one. I don't know how much Michael pays for charges for his, but I got mine for 16. And then I got this Lucky brand hat because I love hats. So this is a $13 hat from Lucky brand, and this normally retails for $35. So I got this for and I like it just because I love the logo. So I don't need any more hats. I just love hats. And I might have bought this hat to match my new bag. Yes, I did. And then I purchased this cup for the office. And so in the office, just yay. Hey Tracy, thanks for checking up on me. You were the best. I bought this cup, this teacup. I do collect teacups, but this one I bought for my office coffee. And this was $6. I have larger teacups, or larger coffee cups, but sometimes I just want 12 ounces of coffee instead of I normally make 2 K-pods every day. I used to brew my own whole coffee pot, but my husband stopped drinking coffee and we started going to the office later in the morning, so I didn't really need as much coffee, so I don't have to take my entire carafe of coffee with me. I just use a K-cup pods and I brew it at the office, and it's still cheaper than me buying coffee when I walk in the door because the coffee drip coffee at my office is $3.50. Because I work for the state, we do not get coffee service. We have to buy our coffee. Um, um, Keith, a lot of them are styles people don't really want. My taste isn't everyone's cup of tea, and a lot of the styles would be considered out of style. Yeah, Steph, that's my problem too, is my favorite bags aren't exactly the bags people want right now. And the bags I want to keep are the bags people want right now. So I have a hard time selling bags. Um, it's really hard. It's hard for me to sell bags because I get emotionally invested. And I look at I love them. So here's the tag for the Michael Kors. So the Michael Kors bag, well, the Michael this hat originally retailed for $68, and I bought it for $16.99. And the other thing I purchased, which was frivolous, and I this is girl math at its finest. I bought this Betsy Johnson bag. Now, this is denim. I absolutely love this hot air balloon. And I'm going to be putting this on my your denim bag that I'm going to go grab right now. So this whole Betsy Johnson bag cost me $29.99. So it's a $30 bag. It's not an expensive bag. It has PU leather on it. It is um it's denim. It has embroidery. All the things I love about bags. And I would have spent $30 just for the charm. So I said, Jackie, just buy the bag. So I bought the whole bag. Um, and let's undress it because I'm going to put this charm, and it has a divided compartment, which I don't love. There's a very high likelihood this particular bag, if my niece likes it, will get it. If my niece does not like it, I will keep it. Um, but I wanted the charm. So yes, I literally did buy this entire bag for this charm. I was on the MK site today. They do have some very nice leather bags. You have to check what the bags are made of. Yes, Tracy, I really like Michael Kors, but you have to be very careful about is it PU leather or leather. So anyway, look how cute this hot air balloon is. I've always wanted to go on a hot air balloon. I am afraid of heights. So I don't think I will ever go to up in one, but I would love to go to a hot air balloon, event just to go see them. I think they're cool. They have them in New Mexico. So this bag, Betsy Johnson bag, normally retails for $92, and it's a really pretty bag. It's a very pretty bag. It's really well made. It's just PU leather, but that's what bags are made out of now. It's denim with embroidery, with PU leather. I'm trying to not buy anything off the Coach drop that's coming on the 25th. Um, Mainly because I looked at my Klarna and I have to pay them a lot of money every month. And I need to stop doing that because I actually need to eat more than ramen, if I want to maintain a healthy life, you know? Beth, you're so sweet. I love your Coach Rowan. That Beth got you. Gorgeous. That bag was in the dark denim and silver Hawaii. I would be all over it. Actually, Tracy, Beth would be too. If that was dark denim, um, she would be all over it. Let me go grab it. So both of these bags came from Beth. So this is the last year's. This is the new one. So it's much different in structure. This is more structured. This is a lot more slouchy. So they're totally different looks and vibes on these bags. And I absolutely wanted to put this charm on this bag. So this is, and I used it today, and I'll be using it as much as I can. I love this stitch, but this stitch keeps facing the wrong way every time he twirls a lot, so I might have to change him out. Look how cute this is. So we have stitch down here too. Ah, so cool. Isn't that cute? Good for taxes. I I looked into that bag for Jackie. My neighbor and I were talking at the mailbox and bought it, and is not. I'm so happy your neighbor didn't like it and you just happened to talk to her, because I mean, I can't believe. Yo, I was talking to Beth the day of this launch. I was texting her and talking to her about it, and then I slept through it. I was so sad. Um, and I was so sad. And because I really wanted this Rowan, and I love the Rowan, but man, I'm so happy I got this because this might be my last Rowan. And why do I say that? They raised the prices, guys. They raised the prices on this bag crazy. Blythe, hi Blythe, or Jen from Blythe and Bags. Um, yeah, so Beth and I did a mystery swap. So my box is probably still making its way to her place, because I don't know if y'all know this, but the mail Texas for some reason is being crazy. And okay, so I paid for ground. So ground does not hit an airplane, it's on a truck. So I'm expecting it to be there within so many days. Well, the last thing I shipped ground was supposed to take five to I think 5 or 7 days. It took from March 7th to March 19th to get delivered. That's crazy. Um, and I ship Beth bags out. Does the Rowan have silver hardware? Some do, some don't. Tracy, this one has gold hardware. I wish this one had silver hardware. Um, this one has gold hardware, but I do have Rowans that do have silver hardware. I just can't put my hands on them right now. I have one in the Pacific blue color. So um before they started, okay, the Rowans used to just be cross grain leather and canvas. And then they came out with the Napa quilted, and that changed everything. When they came out with the Napa quilted, people were buying more and more Rowans. And then they came out with the smooth leather Rowan, not just the cross grain Rowan. So the cross grain Rowan is a texture more like an epi. Well, not so much like an epi, but more like it's a textured leather, a textured, firmer texture. But when they came out with the soft leather, it changed everything. The pebbled leather, people were buying them, and now they just went up in price again. When I used to be able to buy a Rowan for $135, every day you walk in, you could buy it for $135, and you can't do that anymore. I did not get the delivery yet. Beth hasn't got, but I am not worried. I cannot wait to see what you sent. I really hope you love it. And I haven't, you know how hard it is for me not to talk about. Yes, Saffiano. Thank you, Winnie. Saffiano. Um, yeah. So when the Coach outlet changed the Rowan from the Saffiano to the Napa leather, then they changed it over to the pebbled leather. That's when it started selling really well. You know. And it's selling so well now. I mean, I'm watching people on YouTube. I can't remember which person it is, but he has Caleb. His name's Caleb, but not Caleb Snell. It's a different Caleb. He's on Instagram is where I found him, and he has like 19 Rowans. That's a guy who loves a Rowan, you know. Tracy's is my favorite leopard. My favorite leather is the epi leather, like the LV deck. That's my favorite. That's my favorite too. I love the epi leather, and I know not everybody does because it is a very coated treated leather. This is it. I have an epi leather wallet. This is my only LV wallet. I had another one, but I lost it. I have no clue where it is. Like literally, I've looked for it for years. Only thing I could come up with is I must have had it in a bag and gotten rid of the bag or something because I cannot find it anywhere. And I've looked through everything. Maybe I'll find it in 5 years. I don't know. But this is my epi leather. I love the texture of it. I love the way it feels. This is what I like about the epi leather, and it's so durable. It's so durable. Yeah, this wallet's fabulous, and the color on the inside. I got this at a consignment store on sale over the holidays, over Christmas holidays. Um, so I'm using this because I'm using a big bag. So when I use a big bag, I like using a big wallet. And this will keep me in bigger bags because I won't change out my wallet so much. Um, hello everybody. So yeah, but I really love the new drop that's coming out that I've seen sneak peeks of, but I've spent so much money on my Klarna account. I was looking at my monthly, how I have to pay back. I pay a one payment for the whole month every time I get paid, and that payment went from oh it's okay to oh no, this is not okay anymore. So I've got to get out of that. Oh yay, Latina's out of the hospital. Woohoo! Yay. Welcome home. Latina had surgery, now she's home. Happy healthy healing vibes. um so, Jeanette, Winnie uses a Calbi or Bastia, I think the Bastia, whatever is the or Hermes card thing. Um, I use all different types of card cases. I use card cases are too small, but I use card wallets, and I use long wallets, short wallets. Apparently, I really like short wallets. Um, so yeah, so anyway, I also to show you something else I purchased, and I didn't show it to you. I bought it a week ago, and it just never I kept meaning to do a video, and I kept meaning to then I forgot to show it to you yesterday, but I got this at Ross. Yes, Ross. And I go to Ross periodically, and I saw this. I bought two things at the Ross store. So I bought this because it's just adorable. My niece really loves little pouches, like I love little pouches, but she doesn't love pink. I love pink. Jennifer loves pink. So this is really for Jenny and I. This beautiful green PU leather with velour embroidered juicy couture. This was $10 at the Ross store, and it's just cute. I don't need it. There's no need when you buy things like this. It's want. Um, and so the other thing I got is um is this. Now this, I couldn't believe the price of this. I was in shock. I've been looking at this bag for a while. It's been in the store, in the Ross store, for a minute. And these stores, they aggressively sell their merchandise. If you don't They don't take up shelf space. If it's not moving, they slash them prices. So this was on sale. This is called this is a Wexford leather in the crossbody 25, crossbody 25. So this is probably something from like a department store downline, how this ended up at a Ross. When you maybe some stuff, but new colors like the new fuchsia, not sure. Um, oh, yeah. So so anyway, in here I have the dust bag, and it actually has the Dooney and Burke tissue paper. Let me undress her. So I bought this on sale for $75. I can't buy this used for $75. I was in shock that this was $75 brand new, a style I do not have, and it is here is the card. So it has style number and color and everything you need to register it if you want to register them. I used to register them, but now I don't register them. So I just keep them because I keep them in with the inside the pocket here. I'm gonna put the receipt in here. I'm gonna clip off the tags and we're gonna put the tags in here because I didn't have this style of bag, because most of my Doonies I get pre-loved now, or I get them off the I Love Dooney or Dooney.com, and I do think that this is a Dooney um, from the department store. So that's a different vendor. Dillard's carries Dooney, and I think that's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head. Dillard's carries Dooney, and then QVC HSN. I think they carry Dooney still. And so this is like a diffusion. So I love the Wexford leather. And I'd never seen this one, so I didn't have this bag. Tracy C. Gorgeous Dooney bag. You are lucky to be able to have a Dooney at a somewhat reasonable price. I'm in Canada. By the time we pay tariffs and currency exchange, is really they're very expensive. Yeah, they are very expensive. Um, Going up north, the tariffs are crazy on the Canadian side, and the dollar conversion is not the best. So this is a absolutely gorgeous bag. So unlike the pebbled leather or the all-weather leather or the Florentine, this is a smooth Wexford, and Wexford is one of my favorite collections. They don't really make it very much anymore. And it's just a beautiful smooth leather. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love this mustard color. I had a couple mustard color bags, but I don't think I have any anymore. I'm actually, what I should be working on today is moving my bags. I wanted to get all my yellow bags in one space and all my green bags in one space. I've been working on trying to get my bags coordinated by color, because I tend to be drawn to color, and I pick my clothes out now by color. Like I'm wearing orange shoes and a yellow shirt, and I'm carrying I coordinate myself way more than I ever used to. Um, I've seen some Dooney bags that are black and silver hardware, stunning. Yeah, the silver hardware tends to be out of the Alto collection, which is a higher end collection. Um, but so hello. Um, so I also bought this. I know I need it. I'm telling you, I make bad financial decisions, you know. But and that's why I'm selling bags at a dollar auction at Elliott's Luxury tonight on eBay Live. If you've never seen Elliott, he's from Oklahoma, by the way, guys. He's really cool. I really like him. And this, let's see which. No, this that is so cute. Like, I got the one that was on the box. What's the likelihood of that? So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different variants. And I got the one that was on the box, except mine has yellow hair and not blue hair. That's so cute. But look, I have the bow tie. Oh my God. That's so cool. I'm so excited that I actually got the one that was on the box. You know I love panda bears. Um, Panda bears. I mean, how can you not love panda bears? They're just these herbivores that eat bamboo and they roll around and they're so cute. And how does anything in nature that is black and white like this survive? And they eat just bamboo. It's just so cool. Um, Very cute. Even though we have a grumpy face, it's still a very cute panda bear doll. So I love charms. I think to date, my most expensive charm I've ever purchased probably still is the $100 charm. Well, I have a couple $100 charms that I bought that were not Coach but Labubus, because I bought them custom made Labubus. Um, yeah, I love bag charms. They're so cute. This doesn't have the best spring lock here, or the spring clip. This is not a very good one. I would be a little worried about this one if I put this on a bag. But I have an entire thing of charms that I try to change out, and I try not. Oh, I also got this one, but this one might actually end up being a gift. Um, thank you, Craig. This is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh just turned 100, by the way. Um, so he's completely besparkled. He has a little bee on his nose. You can see the bee. This, oh bother. I used to be called Pooh Bear. Winnie the Pooh used to be my favorite character for Disney for years and years and years. Winnie the Pooh was my thing, but um we switched over to Mickey and now Lilo. Or sorry, Stitch. Um it's like a please, yeah, thank you for thumbing up the live, guys. Yeah, I'm just here hanging out with you guys because I'm trying to avoid tackling my emotional nightmare, which is called organizing my bag space. I do it constantly, but I need to keep doing it so I can remember um not just what I have, but I also go through and I decide what I'm not keeping because I'm trying to and failing, but trying to be more mindful. And Winnie says, just sell everything that's in a bin. I'm like, I can't, Winnie, I cannot, I cannot. I got the blinged out Rexy from Coach. Oh, you did? 200, I think. It was ridiculous price, but I bought it. Well, see, that blinged out Rexy is pretty awesome. And here's the thing, if you're buying Louis Vuitton charms, you're in a whole different level. Those charms are just they're like $600, you know. That I wanted to get the stuffed Rexy, but it was 150, I think. I think Winnie gave me my last Coach charm. It's uh the candy Coach charm that's in rainbow. It's really pretty. I have it on a bag out in my other room. Um yeah, I'm at the point where the bag charms, I might as well just go buy jewelry and put jewelry on my bags because the charms are so expensive now. Um, she, Kathy said she paid 200 for a J.W. Anderson keyring. Really? I have. I love that Winnie the Pooh. Love, yeah, because Pooh's the best, and he was $20, guys. Look at him. He was a Disney branded licensed thing, but he's not a Loungefly because Loungefly is a lot more pricey. So, or not Loungefly, I mean, Babble Bar. Babble Bar. This is a Babble Bar Mickey. These ones are a lot more expensive, but you can find all different price points. That's what I love about Disney is you can find every price point at Disney. It's not just super high end and overly, expensive. You can find them you can get Disney things at the dollar store that are licensed to be there. Yeah, I've done that too with LV charms and the Panda robot charm. I love them. Yes. Tracy says, I would love to see the video of your bag charms, even if you had to be a few videos. I probably can work on that. The problem with my bag charms is that they're kind of scattered like everything else in my collection everywhere, that it would take me a long time to just gather them, which I should do because I have them in I have some on the wall, I have some on the side hanging, I have some like they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. Um Pooh is Travis's favorite Disney character. I did not know that. I used to love Winnie Pooh because Jennifer and I both love Honey. We love Honey as our and Winnie the Pooh is always going after Honey. And Oh Bother, how can you not love Oh Bother? Come on. And when we had our first cats, my first cat, we had Tigger and Tiger. They were Maine Coon cats. I mean, we have been Disney people forever. Um, that white Mickey is so cute, right? Isn't it gorgeous? And I have a black Mickey too, an all black Mickey, and I have an all pearl Mickey. I get them occasionally. The thing with the Babble Bar Mickeys is they're heavy. You have to have a really good, substantial something to put these on because these are weighty. If you have a slouchy bag, it will drag your bag down. Mm. Rachel, I saw that vlog of Dale formerly Dale's Addiction. She gifted it to Connor, and I had to have it. Ooh, remember that large brown Coach hang tag? That yes, $50. That's now on eBay for $4.25. I wish I bought that hang tag for $50. Yeah, I like that. I like the one that the large brown one. Winnie has one too, but there's also a version of it that's a zippy, a little wristlet zippy that says Coach, like a hang tag. I like that thing. Can't find it to save my life. Um, but anyway, so like as I said, I would have to say this is my most expensive bag charm. This is a bag, but I use it as a bag charm, and this was $300. Oh, I would say, I would have to say, make myself a liar. This is my most expensive bag charm, $300. My husband said, you can, if you want it, but are you going to use it? And I immediately put it on my handbag, and it's a bag charm. I wonder what that would look like on this one. Let's take this off. And I have to do it. Uh, I'm gonna have to wear it this way, y'all. I'm going to. I'm gonna move Stitch to the other side though. Um, they'll probably release more in the future. Um, I bought that large brown charm from eBay, and I think it was, oh no, that's the worst. I follow this guy on TikTok who custom makes extra large coat chain tags, random lost soul. He's super talented and can even customize. That's so cool, Craig. So on this side, we're gonna have my melody. We're gonna do this, and then on this side, we're gonna do that. And this is, isn't that cute? Adorbs. We have to have. I think I might take this one off. I think the red is just one too many color schemes. I'm really surprised that they on all of these loved items, they had different tag configurations, like different colors of things, different color tags. Like this one is the large Rowan had the orange, but then the small one I think has the pink. So I'm gonna put this over here. I love hearts, so definitely love that coach. And then put him up here. So lots of fakes on those sites. Yeah, that's a huge yellow bag charm. I know, Tracy. Well, it's actually a bag, but it's a big bag with a big charm, and I'm a maximalist. I don't shy away. I don't shy away. And here's the thing, this is a wristlet bag charm too. It's not that different, you know. So this wristlet, um, I just love the color combo. I'm a lot like with Winnie. And I'm not gonna have this for 10 years, guys. This isn't gonna last 10 years. This might last 5. You know, with the Juicy Couture, Juicy's having a moment. I follow some Juicy pages too, and there's a whole lot of people who still love Juicy. Um, I know, we're like that's so 2000s, but to a lot of people, it's brand new. But to a lot of people who weren't alive or just born in the 2000s, this is a new thing for them. You know, for me, I remember in the 2000s when this came out. I remember when you had to go to Nordstrom's to buy Juicy. Everything goes with this denim. It does. Crazy. I can stop the LV, but I made no promises on Coach. Well, I would rather you spend more money on Coach than LV because I honestly think, Winnie, I really do think the Coach sells better. It sells better than LV when you resell it. People want it and they want it for years and years. It's not like Louis Vuitton. I think Louis Vuitton at this point they have so many different styles. They're but people really just want the same styles over and over again. And I was watching Jessie Styles, her video vlogs of shopping in Japan because she's in Australia, right? So when she goes vintage shopping, it is or when they go on vacation, Japan's not a far too far away. So they go to Japan and I was watching her vlogs and it was like where all the if you ever need to buy a um I'm trying to find something. Buy and I drop stuff. Another Jackie moment. If you ever need to buy Hermes bags, just go to Japan because oh my gosh, that it was like rows and rows and rows of pre-loved. I mean, and these are like 20, 30, $100,000 bags. These are not like cheap bags by any means, but still, if you wanted one, you could just go there. And I have a feeling um that's what happens when you make the same bag style over and over and over again for years and years and years. And I have a feeling Speedies are kind of like that too, because when you watch the Japan vlogs, you see just rows and rows and rows of Speedies and my sister's calling me, isn't she? Yes, nope, nope. Hold on. Yep, she's calling me. Ah, no. Japan listings for Coach on eBay are fake. Yes, a lot of them are. Most of them are. It's very scary. Um, sorry. I'm having to text. I need to text my twin real quick before she starts calling me again. Um, she doesn't actually have an eBay, or she doesn't have a YouTube an account because I don't know why she doesn't do it, but she doesn't. So she doesn't get the live notifications. This is what I was looking for, by the way. Um, does anyone have the ombre pillow tabby Napa leather? No, I wish I did. I don't. I love the look of the pillow tabby, and I love the look of the tabbies in general. I don't like the functionality of the tabbies, which is why I don't have 1,000 of them, which is probably a good thing for me because I don't need that many. I only have one pillow tabby, or actually, I have two. I have two pillow tabbies in my collection, and that's it. But this is what I was looking for, guys. So I buy these off of Amazon. So they have a claw and a claw. So this as a wristlet is fine, but what I want to use this for really is a charm. So what I do is I buy these, and then anything that's just a wristlet can now be a bag charm. And that's how I make bag charms out of things that aren't bag charms. Um, because anything can become a bag charm. I've even sewn my own ones on actual toys. I have a whole bunch of those. I bought a whole bunch of squishmallows and I turned them into bag charms. Is that out of the way? These are the toys, and I haven't turned these into charms yet, these particular ones. I was supposed to send one to Craig and I totally forgot. I'll have to send it in his next box. I meant to send one to him because this is so what I this is a toy from McDonald's, okay? This is what I did to the toy from McDonald's. So I put a screw um I forgot what they're called, whatever these loop screw things are. I had to drill them in. I put a little dollop of glue on there, and then I just used this ring because I didn't have this is too small to go on this gauge, and then I made this into a bag charm. So these are just little Happy Meal toys you get with your Happy Meal. And when they were selling these, I went and got a bunch of Happy Meals. I actually really enjoy Happy Meals. I always have. So it's not like it's a difficulty. So that's what I do when I see something that, oh, I can do that. I can make something with that. That's totally what I try to do. Now this is a little raccoon, Hello Kitty raccoon. Oh, this one would be so cute on this side. Yeah. Mm, I'll put him over here. Yep. Hello Kitty. Yeah, I am that crazy person with a ton of toys on stuff. But the Japan listings on Fur Coach on eBay are fake. Yeah, a lot of them are. I kind of dumb. I knew I was thinking these are such great deals. They made Win wallets to match Coach, change design, and name of the wallet. Yeah, they did. They do that a lot. They're fake, Tracy. Unfortunately, yeah. I don't get the live notifications either. Oh no, Latina, YouTube is being weird. Tracy says, "Great to know. I guess the staying is if it's too good to be true. Yeah. I've done it. I have. I purchased some, but the thing is, if you get them authenticated and challenged, I mean, they're pretty good about. I mean, this happened to Winnie. We have all found that cool thing. Oh my God, that's a great deal. What I bought, I think there was a last November, I think I bought 5 things off Poshmark that ended up being fakes and I had to dispute them. One of them I ate the cost on because I didn't realize it was a fake until after I'd already accepted it. Yeah, it's not cool. Miss Kathy, there's a guy on YouTube that sells that Marc Jacobs inspired the tote bag crochet pattern. I would probably do it without the pattern. That's pretty cool. Um, oh yeah, I love those 2 toys. I have to do that. Yeah, yeah, I find toys, it's especially, I mean, these are, I mean, they're not really technically free. You're buying a Happy Meal and you're getting it, so you're paying for it really. But it's it's like if I see a squishmallow or see a little, let me see if I can find. I'll be right back. I know where it is. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Um. Dun, 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 dun. You know how many times I say I just saw that? Where did I put it? About 1,000. About 1,000. Where did I put that? Where did you go? Where did I put you? Okay. Pointless. And then you know what's going to happen is after this live, I'm going to look around. I'm like, oh, there it is. That's where I put that thing that I don't remember where I put right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's when I used, I did some stitching and I made my own charms. because I love charms. I love toys, and I would rather spend $5 or $10 on a cool stuffy toy and make my own charm. Um, I love I love customizing things. Um, yeah, Squishmallows. You really have to be diligent when looking for Japanese sellers. Yes, I know that Squishmallows is. I don't know what a Squishmallow is. A Squishmallow is a toy type. It's a brand of toy, and it's very popular um, with the younger folks. And you can normally buy them just about anywhere. But it's a toy. It literally is a toy. It's just a stuffed toy. Um, and I can't find it. And I bought a whole set of them, Mickey Mouse Squishmallows, and I made them into charms, and they're on one bag. And I'm sure I put that one bag somewhere because they're all together, and they were hanging back over there forever and ever and ever. And then um, I just don't know where I put them. Yeah, but there's little toys about this big plushies that I use and I make them into charms. And I've been doing the charm thing for a long time. More is more. It's I think it really has to do with being Jennifer and I were those kids that had the keychain with like 1,000 things on them, and you know the one ignition key, and then you had like the whole keychain of stuff. And then my father would fuss at me, says, "That's bad for your ignition, take those off." And my husband's the dude that had the only one key. I'm like, that's just too minimalist, you know so. And I have like little silly things like this is a barista bear from Starbucks. This is a drink topper. So you can just put this in your drink topper to stop your drink from, I just think it's funny. I thought it was really cute. I couldn't get the bear cup, but I got the bear charm, very large as well. Yeah, they can be. Yeah, the large they're large and they're small. They come in all different sizes, Squishmallows, but I like the small ones. And yeah, I mean, I live in a house with pugs. Everything has, and this is a Five Below. Is this one? I think this might be one of my imitation monsters. I can't remember. This one, I don't think this one's a Five Below one. I think this is just a monster. I've been, as I keep looking at stuff around my area that needs to be cleaned up. I have so much stuff. And this is what I should be doing. What I should be doing is cleaning up my room, rearranging my other bag room, which I move more stuff around. You know, It, I do love some of those Jellycat charms. Oh, those are so cute. The Jellycat charms are so cute. That was another thing, those charms from the Coach coffee. Oh, those Coach coffee. You know what? Should go back up to that. I am an hour away from the Coach coffee shop. And I like going up there, but it's just so there's so much traffic going up to that where that Coach cafe is up in Austin. You can't just drive and park in front of the store. You have to park in a garage and you have to walk down a street, and it's a very fancy ritzy place. It has the Neiman Marcus, and there's a Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. They're all on that same street where that Coach coffee shop is. The Coach coffee shop is at the very end. At the top of the hill starts with Neiman's, and then it's Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Tiffany and Co, Christian Dior. And then as you go down the street, at the very end, there is the Coach store, right? And the Coach store is always busy, y'all, always busy. There's always people there. People are always at the coffee shop. And it's funny though, whenever I go to that part of Austin to go shop in that area, which is not very often, it is um, the busiest store isn't isn't the fancy ones I just named. It isn't the Burberry and Burberry's up there, the Gucci or the Dior or any of those places. It's actually um the Lululemon. I think that's the one it's called. There's a Golden Goose there. That's kind of busy. H&M, and then there's another athletic leisure store up there, super busy. Coach store's always busy. You walk by the Balenciaga, Burberry, and Gucci, and it's like people are browsing, but nobody's really walking out with anything. The Louis Vuitton store up there, we're not the friendliest people, y'all. Not the friendliest. Um, I wouldn't shop there. Um, Miss Kathy says, I'm trying to learn how to crochet things and turn them into bag charms. Yay! There's a coffee coach bag charm that I have hearted on eBay. It's so cute. We don't have a Coach coffee house in Canada. Oh my gosh. Well, that makes sense. I think there's only 4 in the whole country right now. I think there's one in New Jersey, there's one here in Texas, and there's 2 others, I think. And they're okay. I mean, the coffee is it's nice. They have really cool Coach cookies, Coach thing cookies, and the thing I like about the coffee Coach store is it's the coffee shop is just abutted to the Coach store. So you're going to the Coach store and there's a coffee shop. And what I like about the coffee shop is even if I can't buy the $300 bag, I can normally buy the $7 coffee. So you still feel fancy, you still feel like you had an experience, you still had a good time at the store, you still got a coffee on the go, and you enjoyed yourself, and you maybe looked at new bags, you know? So that's the cool thing about that type of environment, which is why I like the Louis Vuitton cafe, and I think there's a Ralph cafe. I'd love to go to them, but I would just like to walk up and get a coffee. And I think it's also like I think I've seen also the Ritz-Carlton hotel has merch. If you go to the different Ritz-Carlton hotels, they have little teddy bears you can buy. And that's the thing, so that people can say, "Hey, I went to this super fancy place and I bought this cool teddy bear." I think that's fun. That makes it accessible where you don't always have to spend. I wish Louis Vuitton had a coffee shop in Austin because I would get a cup of coffee. I don't think I'd sit down and dine because I've seen it looks like a cool experience, but it's pricey and there's a waiting list and it's kind of like one of those seen to be seen places. There's one in Bangkok, one of those Louis Vuitton cafes. I just want to get a coffee and maybe get a cookie theme with the flowers on them. I'm easy to please, y'all. I also like buying Labubu shaped cookies too. I mean, I'm all things kitschy. Um, Tabby cookies, wouldn't that be cool? Get a tabby cookie. Googled them and the photos look luxe. They look like fancy coffee houses. Yeah, yeah. Those I've seen YouTubers go to them, like the Tiffany. Those places. The experiences I've seen from what YouTubers have shown. Those are not places that I would enjoy in the environments that are um too formal, too too mm, too formal. If I can't go in there in a ball cap and a pair of jeans, it's not the place I want to go. Um, like I think I saw like when the luxury ladies when they went to France that one time and they went and had tea somewhere. I can't remember, or they went and had a fancy tea party, or I don't know, one of the trips that they went to England. I don't know. Somebody was showing an actual high tea thing, and just the environment made me nervous. It's like, yeah, no, that's not for me. Now, you go to the other YouTube shows where you see people eating off of street stalls, vendors in Asia, and sitting next to a riverboat, eating riverboat noodles. That makes me comfortable. Conversely, that makes my husband very uncomfortable. That's not his place. I like going to if it looks like it's been there for 20 years and looks a little old and run down, like I want to go eat there. And my husband's like, why? Because probably they have good food. There's a car out in the parking lot. The store's still in business and it looks like that. Let's go find out. So things that look too polished sometimes you put a lot of money in the aesthetics and the appearance, and sometimes I don't really like the food. It's kind of like how I feel like the first time I ever went to, there's this fancy chain restaurant called P.F. Chang's, and when it first came out, 20 some odd years ago. Oh, it's so fancy. It's Asian fusion. How cool. Let's go try this really cool fancy Asian fusion restaurant. So we went there and we tried it. I'm like, um, this is pretty. It doesn't taste that great because I'm actually Asian. The best thing on their menu is their chocolate cake, but it's chocolate cake, you know? It's like, you would have to try really hard to ruin a chocolate cake. So, um, sometimes if it's too pretty or anything that says like bistro, I get a little nervous about because I haven't had the best experiences in any kind of a restaurant that's called a bistro. Um, having had eaten food in cafes in France, uh, there's some things it's not just the environment. Well, partially it's the environment. Okay, we're talking about France, but it's the atmosphere. It's also the temperature and the humidity of where you're living. French bread is French bread, but it tastes different in France because the air and atmosphere is different. How you bake it is different. How you make pretzels depends on humidities. How you make baked goods in general depends on the atmosphere and where you live. That's why there's places that make really good saltwater taffy and places that make okay saltwater taffy. And then there's places that make amazing bagels and other places that makes crispy bagels because it really depends on you can take the recipe and bring the recipe to where you're at. Even buy all the ingredients, buy the same dairy product, import the butter from France or whatever. But if the humidity in your oven is not the same and it's off, you're not going to have a great bake. That's the art of baking, you know? So sometimes if it's too pretty, it's too good to be true. If it's too good of a deal, it's too good to be true. You know what I look for? Speaking, going back to bags instead of food, especially talking about eBay, I get very nervous when anything says new with tags and it's a bag that's 10 years old. I'm like, that bag's 10 years old. How is it new with tags? And they haven't made that bag in at least 5 years. Why is it new with tags? And no, because I expect a bag that's 10 years old to have some type of wear on it. I actually look at dents and dings to mark the authenticity of something, to say, okay, that looks like it is a 20-year-old bag. And then when I feel it, I know. So, anyway, speaking about bags, I have go check out Elliott's Luxury. I put on a community post that should have a link to his eBay account. So he goes live tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Um, and wherever that is, wherever you're at, he'll be live on eBay. And you just go to eBay and there's a live tab and you can see Elliott's Luxury and it should pop right up if he's live at 7:30. Um, I Googled him and okay, because the buyer is like me and doesn't use one half of what they buy. Well, that's true. I mean, that's true, but there's a couple bag styles that come up a lot on the eBay reselling sites that are always saying new with tags that I'm always looking for that make me very nervous. Ruby being one of them, and the every time I see a ruby, because that's such a very popular bag and it's so expensive that when I see a new one and they say new with tags, I'm like, are you new or are you fake? You know? So, and I don't have a problem with fake bags at all. I just don't want to be sold something told that it's not. I mean, I want to know what it is. If it's that I know what it is. I don't want to be um duped into buying something thinking it's authentic and it's not authentic when I was thinking it was authentic. Buying something that I know is inauthentic is my choice, but it's a choice. Um, these ruby bags are fake. Yeah, the ruby bags are not real. And that's what's so hard about them because people want them. They're still looking for the ruby bags. They're so expensive. And yeah, I sold my ruby. I'm sad about it, but I wanted that Coach Compass bag and I bought it, but I do have to admit, watching Winnie's video did have me really looking hard and looking at my debt and looking at the bags I have and the fact that I have bags on consignment right now with Elliott that are super inexpensive, they were not inexpensive when I bought them. I sold a lot of bags, but I had to, yeah. Yep. What happens if you buy a fake bag on eBay and it says it's authentic? If you can prove it is inauthentic, you open up a case. You open up if you get it and you think it's inauthentic, you open up a case anyway. You open up a case with eBay and you say, "I think this bag is inauthentic." Show them all the photos. They do an evaluation and they will say yay or nay. And then they'll refund you. eBay is very good about that, but most people don't know because most people don't know the authentic from the inauthentic one. So they think they have an authentic bag. Um, I still I didn't have anything against the replica bags. I know. Oh yeah, exactly. If I know they're a rep, I want them. Winnie slapped us all. Really, yeah, she did. She did. She gave us a big face palm slap in the face with looking at, a mirror, saying, "Hey, this is what I did," and I'm like, "Whoa, crap." So, like one of the things, like when I sent a bunch of my bags off to auction, one of the bags I sent off came back as inauthentic. I thought it was authentic. I was floored. I really was. I had no idea. And I knew where it came from. I knew the provenance. I knew everything. But the person, Elliott, he does this for a living. He's been doing this. He's a, and he also takes the time to authenticate bags that are consigned to him. And he said, "Girl, this isn't real." And I said, "What?" And I said, I was devastated, devastated. So I said, "Keep it, just keep it, make a video about what to look for." And yeah, so you have to be really careful. And I thought I knew my crap. I thought I knew it. I knew this brand. I knew that thing. I said, "No, this is real." You know, this is the real thing. I love it. It's gorgeous. I used it. I thought it was real. I loved it so much. And then I decided, well, I have a lot of bags. Maybe I'll let this one go. So I let it go to consignment. And they said, "Oh, by the way, this one's not authentic." That's a punch in the gut, because I know how much I paid for that bag, you know. And so that's rough. Those are rough moments. But that's just the day. That's where we live now. That's just what it is like. So you just have to be, if that bothers you, then you just have to be really careful. I spent 10K on luxury, 3 bags, and the rest on SLGs. Yeah. I mean, we've all done it. I think as bag lovers from the bag community, we have all spent a lot of money on bags because we love them. We use them. They're practical goods. My problem is I'm at the point where I have so many I can't just keep buying them, so I'm trying very hard to, as new ones come in, letting things go. I have an entire bag of bags in my car right now to go to donation. I have donation bags that they just have too many dents and dings that resellers don't want them, but they'll end up at the Goodwill and somebody will buy them because maybe somebody can upcraft them. I could probably upcraft them, and I have with a lot of them, but um I just wanted to get them out of my life, and once I put them in that category of they're rehomed, they're gone, because I have so many. I have so many, and I share some. I give bags away all the time, guys. I give them if people compliment me on a bag, I said, "Oh, would you like it?" I am unfortunately that person because my sister knows this a little too well, and I have to actively say, "No, Jennifer, I'm not giving you that." Because she loves my bags, but she also loves I love the bags she loves too. Um, as long as I'm alive, they're not leaving my possession as long. Yeah, used to my mother's bag collection, guys, is not extensive, but it is very high dollar. You could put my whole collection in her 5 handbags. Well, okay, not some of not my Chanel, my gift bags that came from my BFF, those don't count. But the bags I have purchased, yeah, you can put my whole collection in my mom's 6 bags. Yeah. But she has 6 and she uses them. She uses her 6 bags. Those are her, you know. I kind of joke like, "Mom, which bag do you want with you when you get married? Because which one do you want to take with you into the next life?" Because my mom's Buddhist. Um, Beth says, "That's the one of the things I love about you, Jackie." Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I love sharing things I love, and when I find somebody that just kind of likes something I love, I'm like, "You like it?" Like, when my sister really says she loves a bag, I'm like, Wait, what? I gave her my stand bag. I got this beautiful pink stand bag. I didn't want to give it to her, but she loved it. I actually bought her a Florentine leather pink one to give her, but she saw my stand bag and she fell in love with it. So I didn't give her the Florentine. I gave her the stand bag. That $1,200. Of course, it's $1,200 back in the day. I didn't pay 1,200. I paid 200 for it, and she has it. And then she came into my room, and then she sees my teal one that's up there, and she's like, "Oh, I love your teal one." No, I already gave you the pink one. Yeah, well, I'm a sucker, y'all. This is why I can't sell stuff. I would just give it away. Give it away. What are these bags? Oh, well, Christiana, Miss Kathy, what are your three bags that are with you forever? My mother's, I can tell you, she has the LV on the go tote that she loves it. She has I can't remember the name of it, but it's a navy blue LV bag, and I can't remember the name of it, an empreinte leather. But her two most expensive bags. One is the Delvaux bag that she got when she was living in Belgium. It's beautiful. I've been trying to get that bag out of my mom's collection forever, but it's so expensive. She won't let go of it. And then her probably second most are the most expensive bag she has actually is a Lady Dior. It was like 5K when she bought it. It was very expensive. It's a very beautiful red leather, gorgeous bag. They bought it in Belgium. Because apparently they don't have that bag, Christian Dior. I don't know if they don't have it in Denmark, but my mother lives in Denmark. There's a like 25% importation tax for luxury goods. If I mail anything to my mother in Denmark, there's a 25% customs and duties that they have to pay to receive that item. So I don't ever send stuff to my mom, you know, because she's like, I don't want to pay the 25%. Okay, mom. Um, the these bags that you were. Oh, what would be my bags if I took? Oh, actually, that's not as hard as you might think. I have a Gucci tote bag that Craig gave me that is my number one favorite tote bag. If I could design a tote bag, um, where did I put that? I think it's somewhere over here. I had it in one of my videos. It's a Gucci tote bag, probably the Field Tote 40 that oh, that one next to the black one, up there, Field Tote 40, and this one. This one is my full Ricky Ralph Lauren bag. I love this bag. I feel like it's cool enough to take anywhere, but my Gucci tote, my 40, and probably the Ricky, off the top of my head. Um, Because well, the Field Tote 40, that Mickey one that's way up there in the corner, it fits everything. Like sweaters. If I go to a convention, that's the bag I grab. Um, the Gucci tote bag is just the most comfortable tote bag I've ever had. I love that tote bag. And then the Ricky, that one, because that is literally my favorite Ricky out of all the Rickies I own. That one is my favorite one, which is why it's sitting behind me. Um, Gucci tote, love it, yeah. And the Gucci tote's just coated canvas. It's just coated canvas with a little bit of leather trim. And the field tote is just a canvas jacquard with a little bit of leather trim. So I really do like a coated canvas bag more than a leather bag. Hey Aaron. Ooh, beautiful choices. Gucci tote, love it. Love the Ricky. It's been looking at those and wow, they are extraordinarily expensive. When I first started buying the Ricky's bags, the first couple Ricky bags I got were the Ricky bucket bags. I was able to get those bags for like $50 and $100, literally $50 and $100. And I ended up giving both of those bags to Craig because I rehabbed them and I don't really use that north-south shape and he does. So he has them in his collection now. And then the first Ricky bag I ever purchased was $500 pre-loved. And I actually traded that with with Craig. I gave that to Craig. So Craig is the only person I've ever given a Ricky bag to that we've traded bags with. So he has 3 of the Ricky bags I used to have are in his collection. And that's when he gave me his Chanel Duval bag or DeVille or whatever it's called. That's when that swap happened. We were swapping bags anyway. And he just gave me that Chanel bag because I loved it that much. So he has that beautiful gold Ricky I had. I love a metallic leather. Um, and so I have a couple of Rickies. I have a dark blue and a light blue, but they're all soft Rickies, right? And I have a little red soft Ricky bag, and I have a little patent leather one. But as a full leather Ricky with the full metal plate, that's the only one I have, and that's an older style. And when I bought that one, I bought it for $400. $400 to $500 is what I bought them for. You can't buy them now for $400 to $500, even pre-loved. They kind of had a resurgence. The Ralph Lauren in general kind of has stood the test of time, and people kind of discovered the Ricky bag again. Um, Jackie, those are sort of looks like the younger, cooler, eclectic daughter style to your mom's. Yeah, yeah, that would be me. Well, the Gucci, by the way, the Gucci is my 80s self. My very, very, very first designer bag ever was a Gucci bag. My mother's Gucci bag. We were 7 or 8 years old, and my mother gave us each one of her Gucci little sling bags. I have a replica of it because I can't. The original one disintegrated years ago, got destroyed, and I can't find the original anymore. And that generation of Gucci had that awful lining that just peels off. So most of those bags got destroyed. So I bought a rep of the closest I could get to it. And my second designer bag ever, I was 14 when I bought it in Florence, 14 or 15, I can't remember. And that was the Celine bag. So those are my 2 original as a young person bag. And Tracy says Ralph Lauren is timeless in my opinion. Oh yeah, it's always a classic bag, but man, those bags sell for like 3 grand, you know, out the door. They're expensive. So anyway, like all my stuff has dents and dings on them and pre-loved, but that's what I like about bags. I like the age on them. I call it buying time. I bought somebody's 10 years that they put into that bag so that I could give it another 10 years. That's the thing about the Dooney bags too, is that you will quit them before they quit you. They just keep on going. So I love a good handbag. I cannot lie, but I admit it. I have a lot of bags. Like I used to deny it, like self-denial. There's nothing like self-denial. No, I don't have that many bags. It's just a collection. And then I counted and I'm like, yeah, okay. I have a lot of bags. and and I love them. I love them a lot. So anyway, I'm gonna get off this live. I'm gonna go find my husband, go have something for dinner. Actually, I'm supposed to cook dinner. I think that's what I need to go do is go cook dinner. I bought food to cook. I need to go cook it. Um, possibly, I'm probably not gonna do a thing in my bag room today. I'm gonna clean. I'll probably work and clean in the kitchen. That's how much I don't want to deal with my bag room today. I think I'd rather clean the kitchen. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you're around at 7:30 tonight, Central Time, at Elliott's Luxury, he's going to be doing a live sale with at least 5 of my bags. Um, and one of them I know for sure is Max Mara bag. One is a Bottega Veneta bag. One is a Ralph Lauren and Givenchy. Yeah. It's really hard for. I'm not going to be sad if they don't sell. I will be sad if they sell for just $1. So anyway, y'all have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.